What's up, rockstars? Boom! Hey! So we are in the Monday of the third week of Easter. Yes, Easter's still rocking. We're still doing it. So, what I want to share with you all today is actually from yesterday's gospel reading. It was from Luke chapter 24, verses 13 through 35. Look at that, a Catholic quoting scripture. How awesome is that? So, it is something that we Catholics should do more often because we should actually learn more of the Bible. But that's a whole nother story. So, the road to Emmaus is, and it's just been something that's been like occupying my brain since yesterday's gospel reading, and it's been showing like up in my social feeds and just it's showing up everywhere. So it was like, okay, I got to share this. I got to get it out, at least share a little bit about it, because just in those short verses, the short number of verses, 13 through 35 in Luke's gospel, chapter 24 or book 24, or chapter 24. Get it right. See, Catholic stumbling over quoting scripture. This passage is so amazing. It has so much in it. In fact, I could do a multi series on just talking about the different pieces, breaking out the different pieces from this passage, because it is so. There's so much here. There's so much that you could unpack and really take away. And each one you could talk about forever. So, but wanted to share simply that about this passage, and go check it out. Go read about it. And there's parts of like, it's the first actual mass, not how we see mass today, but it's truly the mass celebrated first time since the Last Supper. It's the first mass celebrated after the resurrection, and it's actually on Resurrection Sunday is when this happens, or at least I believe that's when it happens. But it's shortly after the resurrection. This is Jesus's is where he shares the first mass. And to just give you an overview of what happens, there's two disciples of Jesus are on the road from Jerusalem, Bethlehem, to their home in Emmaus. So it's the road to Emmaus. And during their walk, it's about, I think it's the reference is like a 7-mile distance away. And during this walk, they get an encounter with Jesus, but they don't know it's Jesus. And so during that walk, one of the things that happens is that Jesus shares with them all of the Old Testament scripture writings and teachings, and how it ties to what had just happened. The crucifixion, the death and resurrection of Jesus. So he's telling them, sharing with them. He is evangelizing them, which is another takeaway point, evangelizing them on their way, because they have a lot of questions. They're like, why did this happen? And then it's during, I won't go into all the details, but it's during when he's with them and they're getting ready to have a meal, and he doesn't become apparent, or they don't realize it's him. He doesn't truly show himself until the breaking of the bread. And he's actually doing the blessing, and he breaks the bread, and he becomes completely visible to them. And then when they realize this, he goes away. He disappears. And so they run, they take off and they run back to the apostles, and they're like, you'll never believe what just happened. And so they share the story of what happened. That, in a nutshell, is how we are to live our faith. We have encounters, experiences in our faith and in our lives with Jesus. And then we are to take those experiences, those stories, and go and share them with people. That's why I do this. to share with people my experiences and what I'm living through and my encounters with my faith with Jesus, and where I experience him and see him interacting, and God interacting in my life every day. And so it is our responsibility, our duty, to share these experiences with each other. Because when we share these, when somebody shares a story with you and it hits home, hits you in the chest, it makes a difference in your life. And at least it should, and I hope it does. And I hope some of the stuff I shared helps you along in your journey. And that's really my mission, is to help you in your journey, whatever that might be. So share your stories with the world. Always present, always there. We just have to be paying attention. And sometimes he doesn't reveal himself to us until the very end, and then he goes away. But he does, he makes the impact. Hope you're having a great Lent. Hope you're having an amazing Easter season. Remember, we're still week 3. We're still rocking it. So, hey, share your smile with everybody today, because it just might make somebody's day.